Thank you, Gladys. Good morning, everyone. Just a second. Okay. So this is Anca. I'm with FundingBox, one of the project partners, and we are going to go through the open call for the second open call for the assessment voucher. Basically, we are going to talk about the specifics of this call, the evaluation process, how to do the budget calculations for the applicants and the payments to beneficiaries, as well as the services offered by the DIHs. I'm not going to tell you more about Change2Twin. My colleagues have already done that. When it comes to the funding scheme, however, I would like to talk briefly about the two instruments that Change2Twin employ. That is the assessment voucher, which is a lump sum up to 10,000 euros, providing in order to help assist SMEs, manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps, see if they are fit for a digital twin, which type of a digital twin would be most suitable in their current situation, and provide them with the 3 recipes for implementation. This voucher is offered as a lump sum, as I said, and it should cover all costs, including contracting a certified DIH of choice to perform a thorough analysis of their digitalization potential. The other instrument is the deployment voucher, which offers up to 90,000 euros in order to get the digital twin based on the recipes and test it. As mentioned before, we're having 4 different open calls in order to achieve this funding scheme. 2 of them have already been closed. The first assessment voucher was closed with 19 beneficiaries, while the first deployment voucher had 11 beneficiaries. So these have already signed a subgrant agreement with us, and they have received part or entirely the grant amount. We are now looking at the second open call for the assessment voucher, which is due to start next month on the 30th and will end on September 30th. The deployment voucher, we are considering the second call to begin at the beginning of next year in January. Just briefly, some of the results we have noticed from the first assessment voucher call. We had 54 applications submitted, and the call was open for about 2 months. Sorry, we received applications from manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps, and mainly they addressed the purposes of virtual design, customer engagement, commissioning, monitoring, feedback to engineering, among others. What we'd like to highlight about the results here is the fact that we had 38 digital innovation hubs available to assess these applicants in the first assessment voucher call, and 55% of the certified supporting digital innovation hubs were included in the application. So we counted on 21 digital innovation hubs, some of you present today with us. Thank you for that. When it comes to the sectors of the applicants, just a brief highlight of the main sectors that you are coming from: metal and fabricated metal products, other manufacturing, and also manufacture of machinery and equipment, as well as computer, electronic, and optical products. The purpose of the applications, we had most numbers coming from optimizing and best quality, as well as monitoring, virtual design, scheduling, or smart logistics. For your information, the applications can go for more than one purpose when applying to the second open call. So going back to the issue at hand here, the second open call, we are looking now to finance up to 30 beneficiaries, to select up to 30 beneficiaries who are going to receive up to 10,000 euro lump sum as the assessment voucher. This will, with this financing, we are providing a thorough analysis of digitization potential, which identifies both the aspects which can deliver the highest impact and the technologies needed to digitize them. Alongside, we are trying to provide this report detailing improvements achievable with digital twin technologies, together with a complete recipe for their deployment. So both the report and the recipe are of value to the manufacturing company on their own, providing both the external expert insights as well as custom tailored, ready to implement solution. Not to mention, this report can be the basis for an application to the deployment voucher, and they can continue what they have started with this application in the assessment voucher. When it comes to the selection process and the external assessment by the DIHs, we are looking altogether to the 7 to 8 months period of time. The first 6 months are dedicated to the open call preparation, which has already started. We have the submission process lasting for 3 months, the evaluation process estimated at about 1 month, and then the FSTP agreement signature. The assessment and the analysis per se are done by the external certified DIHs are estimated at 1 to 2 months. And this is going to be applied, this timeline is going to be applied to the 30 manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps, which we are looking to select in this second open call. Who are we looking for? So for this assessment voucher second open call, we are looking, and Gladys mentioned before what we are counting the geographical coverage. In the case of this open call, we are looking for individual manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps. They have a full definition in the guide for applicants, and they should be located in the member states of the European Union and its overseas countries and territories, or in the associated countries to Horizon 2020, as well as in the United Kingdom. Companies applying to this open call will ideally have already reached a digitization level of 3. That means they already use dashboards and data from important business processes, such as production, and these are made available by the use of sensors. However, the minimum level is level 2, where the digital systems in the organization are largely connected to each other and exchange data to provide business applications and software with relevant information. If we were to look at an ideal use case, we should mention here that we do not need to provide a concrete plan for implementation at this stage, the applicant that is. However, they should consider the final goal of the use case, which is the development and implementation of technology and systems applicable to digital twins for manufacturing. This should be used for one or more of these purposes: virtual design, customer engagement, commissioning, feedback to engineering, monitoring, optimization and best quality, scheduling, diagnosis, preventive maintenance, smart logistics, and smart systems. You will find some brief explanation of each of these purposes in the guide for applicants. This open call timeline, what we are estimating, considering the experience of the first call, we are now working on the final details before launching the call, and we are going to receive the proposals between the 30th of June and the 30th of September. Then we are going to do the evaluation, which consists in eligibility check and then the external evaluation. The consensus meeting is going to be the last step in the evaluation, where we are deciding on the final applicants to join the program. They are going to undergo a formal legal check, and then they are invited to the signing of the subgrant agreement. The assessment phase performed by the certified DIHs, considering this estimated timeline, would be from January to February 2023. As mentioned, the evaluation process will go from the proposal submission through the eligibility check and the external experts evaluation. And this process will consider, as said, the eligibility check. Here we are looking at the type of applicant, which should be, and which has to be, sorry, a manufacturing SME or mid-cap from one of the eligible countries, the minimum level of digitization mentioned before. The proposal has to be submitted in English. All mandatory sections are to be completed, and the applicant has not received more than 100,000 euros from other I4MS or SIRE projects. So if you are assisting any applicant, any manufacturing SME or mid-cap here in the application process, please make sure the application is submitted in the name of the applicant with their contact details and not the DIH. Absence of conflict of interest and the fact that the applicant is not under liquidation or under difficulty according to the Commission regulation are also going to be considered at the eligibility level. The evaluation criteria for the external phase are excellence, impact, implementation, and this is where we are looking at the aspects mentioned here and that are further detailed in the guide for applicants. We are also, when it comes to implementation, the experts are going to look also at the team and the experience of the applicant. One of the aspects to be considered when filling in the application form with this second open call for in Change2Twin is the budget that has to be submitted with the application. That is, we will ask applicants to submit a simple budget, and it is really simple, but they will have to be very careful and go thoroughly through the guidelines that we provide in the frequently asked question document and use the Marie Curie reference cost and country correction coefficients for personnel. So they can adjust the FTE quantity, the number of persons per month. They can decide how much they need from all types of cost. The maximum amount is 10,000 euros, and this is where they are going to include also the cost estimated with the assessment by the DIH. So just as a brief example here, we have, for example, one of the budgets with the applications. The country of the DIH to be hired, it should be stated here, country correction coefficient of the DIH. So this is again available on the frequently asked question form. All the information is there and they can easily reach out and understand. They also can address any questions through our email address or community spaces. The time dedicated to the project, that is the full-time equivalent for 1 month. Total personal cost, mobility cost, consumables, subcontracting. So these are the categories that should make up the budget for the applicant, for the applications, as well as the overheads up to 25% of the total direct costs. So the maximum amount cannot be more than 10,000 euros when submitting the budget with the application form. Here some examples when it comes to the country correction coefficient and how to do the calculations. This will be available in the materials that are on the open call website for this assessment voucher second open call. When it comes to the payments, the selected projects have to present a deliverable. So this deliverable is the first draft of the assessment performed by the certified DIH, and it has to be presented to the mentoring committee. It's just this one deliverable, and the mentoring committee will monitor the quality according to the following criteria. If the deliverable is presented or missing, the quality of the deliverable based on the quality criteria agreed between the mentoring committee beforehand and communicated to the applicants, to the beneficiaries, sorry, and the compliance with the deadline. The Applied Experiments Management Board will review and validate the mentoring committee proposal and approve payments, and the beneficiaries will be paid based on the result of this deliverable. They will be paid 100% of the lump sum after this approval. Payment is up to 70% of the budget and not what is inserted in a requested amount if this is above the limit. So the beneficiary will get up to 70% in one payment, not more than 10,000 euros lump sum. When it comes to the services offered by the DIHs, this has been mentioned before, we are expecting the DIHs to provide the manufacturing SMEs and mid-caps with the preparation document before the assessment itself. They should organize an interview, physical or virtual, with the manufacturing SME and provide all details and topics explanation required for a good understanding and completion of the assessment questions. They are going to work on a cooperative tool, which is going to enable the interactions between the DIH and the beneficiary in order to fill out the assessment, and the DIH can analyze the results. The results of the assessment will be presented to the SME and explain their content in order for them to make most use of the solutions offered. So we are going to have some more details in the training for the DIHs. If there are any questions regarding the application process, you can address them at the end of this first session in the morning, or you can always write to us by email or join us in the Change2Twin community. Thank you, Gladys.
Thank you, Anca. In fact, I think there is already one question from Teresa. She's asking if one of our applicants has received or has under contract the support from Bowie project in the amount of 60k euro. Is it possible to ask for 40k euro from Change2Twin projects so that the maximum sum of 100k euro will not be exceeded in total?
Yes, Bowie is under the I4MS umbrella and SIA project umbrella. So yes, up to 100,000 euros. However, the assessment voucher is only up to 10,000 euros. So it would be a total of 70. And if they are considering the deployment voucher, they could not exceed the 30,000 euros limit, just to be below the 100,000 threshold. But yes, they are invited to apply in this assessment voucher. Any other questions at this point, or?